When you look into their eyes, you know somebody is home.
They're an animal that possesses great spiritual power, not to be meddled with.
We chose to include the pictures that we included because it shows the original arena that was first there, and also it shows SeaWorld of Hurt, which is a PETA organization online. And then there was also the first picture of SeaWorld when it was coming out. We chose the pictures of the collapsed dorsal fins because in the pictures it shows how sad it looks when the dorsal fin is flopped over. It also shows how unhealthy the whale looks in captivity versus how it normally looks in the wild.
So we chose to put in these pictures of the orcas with missing teeth and gum diseases and stuff like that, just to kind of evoke an emotional response for the audience, because you can actually see how the teeth have been filed down because the orcas are chewing on the metal bars and the grates and stuff, which is obviously kind of a bad thing to see. So we chose to put these pictures in our presentation to show isolation of orcas because it is really easy to see in all these pictures just how small the tanks the orcas are forced to live in, and just how they're forced to be really alone. And orcas are really social creatures, and so we chose these pictures just to display how bad it is that they're being isolated.
We chose to include the portion with the whales hurting each other just because it shows how psychotic the whales are really becoming as a result of their captivity. Whales do not hurt each other, but we really thought that because they're doing it in captivity, it just shows how horrible it actually is for all of the orcas. We chose to include the part about trainer endangerment because it just shows how real everything is. Like, people's daughters and sons and brothers and sisters are dying because of the captive orcas, and that's just truly not okay. We also chose to include the video because it shows just how quickly an orca can turn on its own.
Killing. Ken Peters, an experienced trainer, is swimming with a 5,000-pound female named Kasatka, an animal he's worked with for years. With no apparent warning, the killer whale grabs his feet and pulls him underwater for close to a minute. Then it brings him to the surface where the trainer pets the whale, tries to calm it, only to be yanked down again.
We chose to include this picture of a man replacing drive with sucks on the SeaWorld sign because it set a precedent for the national campaign to free the orcas and to do something to rehash plans for the living conditions. We included this photo of an orca in a fishbowl because it shows the small amount that orcas are able to swim each day. In the wild, they have the ability to swim up to 100 miles a day, and while an orca is swimming in a show at SeaWorld, they do not have the same kind of freedoms to swim miles and miles each day. We included protesting as a visual aid in our presentation because we believe that what we're doing is also a form of protesting. We're proposing legislation that can ratify the current state of orcas. And if we unite enough, then we'll have enough people to make a valuable change for the lives of orcas.
For this video project, I looked up pictures and videos for the video project, and I thought the most interesting fact that I found from a video was that instead of animals being violent in the wild, they're more violent when they're in captivity, and they're violent towards each other, and they also cause damage to themselves because of the gates in the pools, and they gnaw on the gates, which I thought was interesting.
Video project, I did all of the rough edits, and I put together the clips and the pictures to just tell the story. And we chose a chronological way of presenting this so that we could show all of the problems for the orcas associated with captivity and then the results of these, such as the violence and the trainer endangerment that's talked about in our film. And we chose all of the clips for, like the blackfish clip, which is a really good opener, for to evoke emotion and the response in our audience that we're really trying to get towards. And I think that was the most interesting part of the video for me as well, because it just speaks volumes to what the orcas are going through in the captivity.
So for this project, I did a lot of research to do the voiceover of the presentation. I also did the outline for the presentation so that the presentation had a structure that would present all of our information in a credible and interesting way. But most importantly, I got to spend wonderful time with my group and have fun learning about orcas.
So what I did for this project was final editing and kind of making sure that all the clips fit together for the final product of the video. And what I thought was interesting was just kind of seeing all the clips put together at the end, especially the beginning clip of the trailer for Blackfish, because I've never seen the movie Blackfish before or the trailer, so I thought it was a really interesting way to open up the presentation,